I literally just filmed a video about this and then I got another comment. And so I thought maybe we need to do this again. If you're new here, my name is Bryce and this is Esoteric Atlanta. Now, a lot of you guys out there, you scream, wake up, awaken, wake up, awaken, but you don't even know the first rule when it comes to spiritual warfare. What am I talking about? I said in our episode with Shanti today, Monday, I think this is going to air Tuesday, that the establishment is so smart that they have trained everyone to defend them. Sometimes you think you're doing the right thing, the noble thing, when all you're doing is playing into black magic. Let's talk about this for a second. Now, I posted part of this short from my TikTok about Jesse James. And I got a comment. And look, awakens in the comment. You need to quit capitulating to the system. We are losing our free speech, right? Because of this BS unalived question mark. So I use the name unalived in TikTok because you literally can't. You have to say unalived on TikTok. Let me talk about this for a second. I answered this person back. It'll pull up. I said, so you want me to martyr myself and my income to make you happy? Are you going to pay my bills? Send me money to feed my dog? You know, martyrdom is a form of black magic, right? If you're willing to financially support my family and me, you're on. But if not, you cannot expect me or anyone else to sacrifice our livelihood to make you happy. If you do, and if you do think we should be sacrificing our livelihood to make you happy, then you have far greater problems with your narcissism than the Matrix. Also, I say you need, as a demand for me to do something that makes you happy, and you have awakened in your username. Interesting. So you're demanding that I do something that would get my channel taken down, and you think you're awakened. Very interesting indeed. So let's talk about this. Martyrdom is of the darkness. It's not polarizing of the light. Now, as I stated yesterday in my video, I have a YouTube channel, but I cannot control the rules of YouTube. That is out of my control. Now, we do have other platforms that do allow us and grant us freedom of speech, of course. However, those platforms are not as popular as YouTube. So riddle me this. If all of us people trying to get the truth out there in the world were to start using the words that we know we cannot use, do you know what's going to happen? Our channels are going to get taken down. And if we build another channel and we continue using words that we cannot use, that channel will get taken down as well. And so what you're doing when you promote that nonsense that you just promoted in that comment is you're promoting an echo chamber. You're taking all the voices that are trying to talk about the reality of what's going on in the world, and you're putting us all together on one platform like Rumble or BitChute, where other people in the world don't even know what those platforms are. Do you understand this? You're also asking us to sacrifice our livelihood. You are literally asking us to starve ourselves. That's martyrdom. I can do an episode and use the pretend words and still get the point across. So can other people. So having a presence on YouTube is important. If you don't know the rules of spiritual warfare, then you are not awake. If you are running around demanding that people martyr themselves for the cause, then there's going to be no one left to fight for the cause. It's infuriating. It's infuriating. It's like when people think that us on YouTube, that we shouldn't have sponsors or shouldn't have like AdSense because, you know, we should be doing this for free. This is a full-time job. It's not a hobby. I love what I do, but it's not a hobby. It's a full-time job. So you expect me to create all this content and do all of this work, all of this research, all of this editing, put all of this energy out without having energy given back in return? Deplete myself? When meanwhile, half the people that are telling us that are paying for things like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Peacock. So they're paying for establishment platforms. But independent content creators, they don't think we should make money. You're playing into the establishment. If you are trying to get us to martyr ourselves, if you are trying to do things because you think that your virtue is better than ours, then you are just like the establishment. And that comment that person made, that's virtue signaling. It's no different than people who wore these to the grocery store. No different. If you don't understand the complexities of spiritual warfare, then maybe you should start there. Because if you're running around bossing people around, telling them what to do with their lives and with their work and their labor, then you are no different than the powers that be. I honestly think people, in my opinion, people who leave these kinds of comments, I don't think they have souls. I really don't. Because in my opinion, this is not complicated. This is common sense. Money does not grow on trees. We are a part of the matrix. Unfortunately, that's the reality. And if we want to break free of the matrix and have a society with different rules and regulations, then it has to happen over time. It cannot happen overnight. And in the interim, we still have to survive and eat and pay for our shelter. We have to use the system because right now it's the only system we have. And if you think that I'm so wrong because I use pretend words in order to keep my platform up so I can keep working, then why don't you close your bank account? Because all of the banks are part of the system. Why do you still have a bank account? Why are you capitulating to the system by having a bank account? Why are you capitulating to the system by paying your property taxes? Why are you capitulating to the system by getting your car registered? You can't be a hypocrite. I understand why people have bank accounts. I have a bank account. I understand why people are still getting their cars registered, even though we know that we shouldn't technically be doing that, but it's part of the system that we're in right now. And you got to do what you got to do. And if we want to evolve into a greater, better society, that's going to take time. And in the interim, no one should be sacrificing themselves. Everyone should be able to feed themselves and keep a roof over themselves and not be ashamed of the fact that they have to work to do that, because that's the system that we're in. And that's the system you're in too. So to the person who left that comment to me, I want you to think about every part of your life that's in the matrix. Where do you do your grocery shopping? Do you only grocery shop in farmers markets, or do you go to the chain grocery store down the street sometimes? So you can't say something to me about martyring my livelihood if your livelihood and your life is still on the same system. Wake up. You're not awake. Take awaken out of your name, because that ain't you, honey. All right, you guys, I hope that makes sense. We can do more videos on spiritual warfare and the polarization of light and darkness if you want to, but just know martyrdom. Martyrdom is not part of the light. It is part of the darkness. It's part of the darkness. You got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of yourself so you can be of service to others. If you can't take care of yourself, you can't be of service to others. All right. I know most of you guys understand, but I just want to address that again, because this is bad behavior. This is extremely bad behavior, and it needs to stop. We need to stop this. We're better than that. All right, you guys, I'll talk to you soon.